Your grandmother survived the Great Depression with stuff you toss in the trash daily. She knew something we've forgotten, that ordinary household items become more valuable than gold when society breaks down. Imagine discovering that ordinary household waste you discard daily might become more precious than gold during societal breakdown. I'm not referring to expensive technology or specialized survival equipment. I'm discussing 9 incredibly affordable common items, many likely in your trash bin right now, that could genuinely preserve your life during complete system failure. Here's what's happening. While others frantically purchase generators, dehydrated meals, and costly emergency kits, they're missing basic, undervalued items that'll transform into absolute necessities once store shelves empty, electricity fails, and civilization stops functioning. We're experiencing unprecedented inflation, failing distribution networks, and more than 20 million Americans preparing for 2025's challenges. This represents the current reality, not distant science fiction. Missing this opportunity means losing your chance to accumulate items that separate survival from catastrophe. Today, I'm examining 9 common household products that cost almost nothing currently, but will achieve gold-like value when society collapses. Don't overlook item 9, something discarded daily that could energize equipment or become your premier trading commodity during crisis. Let's begin. First, glass containers. Survival equipment in your garbage. Here's an uncomfortable reality. Those glass containers you weekly discard could determine whether you survive or perish when everything collapses. Seems absurd? Consider this carefully. Glass containers from sauces, preserved foods, or spreads represent more than refuse. They're sturdy, reusable, sealed storage that can hold water, provisions, seeds, seasonings, and additional supplies. During collapse, when secure storage becomes precious, these containers will exceed your phone's value. Reality check. Pure water ranks as your primary disaster concern. FEMA consistently emphasizes this point. Here's the shocking part. Most American homes lack sufficient containers for 3 days drinking water storage. This situation terrifies. While plastic containers deteriorate and release toxic substances, glass containers remain safe, sanitary, and reusable for decades. They provide the perfect, simple solution for critical situations. Need more convincing? Examine historical evidence. Throughout Venezuela's economic meltdown, citizens exchanged empty glass containers for sustenance and medications. Correct. Glass became money. Why? Because during system breakdown, clean, durable storage equals gold value. Smartphones can't store water, tablets can't purchase food. However, glass containers? Those represent survival equipment. Water storage isn't everything. That empty pickle container in your kitchen becomes tomorrow's seed storage. The sauce jar, heading for disposal, ideal for storing homemade preservatives or clean water. Glass containers offer versatility, durability, and zero cost when you begin collecting now. Before discarding another container, pause. That jar might become your survival line when stores close and chaos reigns. Believe me, you'll appreciate this decision later. Second, cotton clothing. Life-saving material disguises fabric. Remember that worn cotton shirt you planned discarding? The faded one with holes? Don't discard it. That fabric piece could preserve your life during emergencies. Sounds exaggerated? It's not. Cotton shirts rank among the most underestimated survival tools you currently possess, probably without realizing it. Consider this. FEMA officially suggests cotton shirts as emergency dust protection when professional filters aren't accessible. Your dollar thrift store shirt could outvalue a $50 respirator when air becomes contaminated or dust storms arrive. Benefits extend further. Cotton material proves extremely adaptable. Use it for wound dressing, water filtration, insulation, or cordage. When supply systems fail and medical resources disappear, that old shirt becomes multi-purpose survival equipment. Examine statistics. Recent 2025 preparedness surveys showed over 60% of homes lacked basic medical supplies. Meanwhile, clean cotton fabric remained readily available, stored in closets and storage areas awaiting repurposing. Online preparedness communities endorse it, utilizing old shirts as cleaning cloths, bandages, and emergency tourniquets. In collapse situations where hospitals overflow and sterile supplies vanish, that shirt might provide your sole protection against infection or airborne dangers. Cotton's benefits don't end with medical applications. Torn into strips, it functions as compression material, air or water filtration, or securing rope. It's lightweight, easily stored, and costs nothing when you start preserving old shirts now. Before discarding that faded shirt, reconsider. In post-collapse reality, cotton shirts transcend fabric. They become survival tools. When alternatives fail, you'll value keeping them. Third, sodium bicarbonate, the overlooked collapse multi-tool. Sodium bicarbonate sits as that inexpensive white substance in your pantry's back, probably ignored until cookie baking or refrigerator refreshing time. But understand this. During collapse, sodium bicarbonate transcends kitchen basics. It becomes a survival powerhouse. Best part, single containers cost under $1. That's minimal investment for life-saving potential. Let's analyze this. Sodium bicarbonate ranks among your home's most adaptable compounds. Initially, it naturally eliminates odors, controlling smells, and bacterial growth. Beyond freshness, sodium bicarbonate also cleans non-toxically. When commercial cleaners become unavailable, use it for surface scrubbing, dish cleaning, and body washing. It's safe, efficient, and incredibly affordable. Serious applications emerge here. CDC research confirms sodium bicarbonate neutralizes acidic chemical burns. Correct. Acid exposure from battery leaks or chemical accidents can receive sodium bicarbonate first aid. Additionally, during fires, sodium bicarbonate helps suppress small flames. Heat releases carbon dioxide, extinguishing minor kitchen fires. This represents more than survival technique. It's life preservation equipment. Still consider sodium bicarbonate only for baking? When hygiene products, cleaning supplies, and first aid become scarce, this basic powder transforms into triple-threat survival necessity. It cleans, deodorizes, and provides first aid simultaneously. Best aspect? It's extremely affordable and currently widely available. Stock up now, because during collapse, sodium bicarbonate won't remain pantry material. It'll become life preservation equipment. Fourth, safety fasteners and wire clips, small tools that could preserve your life. You probably consider safety fasteners and wire clips boring office materials, correct? Incorrect. During collapse, these small, overlooked items could become primary survival tools. Let me explain clearly. These aren't just for securing papers or fixing loose seams. They're adaptable, durable, and extremely affordable, making them essential for any survival collection. Begin with safety fasteners. These small metal champions exceed expectations. Damaged clothing? Simple solution. Torn shelter or covering? Safety fasteners repair instantly. They even substitute as emergency fishing equipment when food becomes desperate need. Survival experts on platforms like Reddit and Quora recommend them, claiming they never travel without several. Why? When equipment fails and replacement stores don't exist, safety fasteners provide quick solutions you'll desperately need. Consider wire clips now. You'd be surprised how many survival techniques involve these modest metal pieces. Lockpicking, wire clip. Equipment repair, wire clip. Emergency radio antenna, obviously, wire clip. They're even utilized in trap mechanisms for catching small animals. Preparedness communities on Reddit survival discussions share numerous creative wire clip applications when everything else fails. These transcend office supplies. They're disguised survival tools. Here's the important point. Recent Ready.gov surveys show 61% of households lack proper repair kits or sewing materials. Most people will struggle fixing damaged equipment or torn gear when situations deteriorate. However, a simple dollar box of safety fasteners and wire clips, that's your survival multi-tool right there. Consider this choice. Would you prefer trading flashlight batteries or quietly repairing shelter in darkness with safety fasteners? The decision seems obvious. Next office supply visit. Purchase both types. They're affordable, lightweight, and occupy minimal kit space. When power fails and chaos dominates, these small tools could separate staying prepared from falling apart. Trust me, you'll appreciate this decision later. Fifth, soap bars, the hygiene champion you're ignoring. Soap bars appear so fundamental, so mundane that most people barely consider them. But let me share something important. When civilization collapses, that small soap bar could exceed canned food value. Sounds dramatic? It's not. Hygiene becomes a survival priority when systems fail, and bar soap provides your primary defense. Consider harsh reality. CDC data shows over 3.5 million annual deaths from preventable hygiene-related illnesses. Now envision conditions where clean water is scarce, plumbing doesn't function, and hospitals are overwhelmed or non-existent. Staying clean transcends comfort. It ensures survival. Single cuts or scratches can prove deadly if infected, and soap provides your best protection. Bar soap maintains extended shelf life, particularly when properly stored. It's lightweight, portable, and requires no batteries, electricity, or dispensing devices. This explains why serious preparedness enthusiasts stockpile it. In nations like Venezuela, where economic collapse transformed daily existence into struggle, individual soap bars were exchanged for food or medicine on underground markets. Consider that briefly. Soap became currency. That demonstrates its value when everything else failed. Hand washing isn't everything. Soap cleans wounds, sanitizes surfaces, and even washes clothing. It's multi-purpose equipment that can replace numerous products, making it essential for any emergency bag or home stockpile. One Reddit preparedness expert called it prepping's most overlooked bartering item. They're absolutely correct. When clean water access and medical care disappear, something as simple as soap wound cleaning could prevent deadly infection. Professional advice: choose plain, unscented bars. No extras, no fancy packaging, just functionality. These bars last longest and prove most adaptable. Before dismissing that inexpensive soap bar in your bathroom, reconsider. During the next crisis, it could provide your best disease defense and powerful trading item. Stock up now, because when shelves empty, soap will achieve gold-like value. Sixth, cotton cordage and string, the forgotten survival line. Let's discuss something probably sitting in your garage or storage drawer currently. Cotton cordage or string. Sounds mundane, correct? But when genuine crisis strikes, this simple overlooked item becomes survival treasure. Here's why. Cotton cordage ranks among the most adaptable tools available during collapse scenarios. It's affordable, lightweight, and incredibly useful in ways you've probably never considered. First, cotton cordage is essential for shelter construction. Whether securing tarps, fastening tents, or creating improvised lean-tos, cordage is mandatory. Benefits extend further. Use it for animal trap creation, hanging food beyond rodent reach, clothes drying, or even emergency stretcher construction. Survival training considers cordage among the 5 core wilderness preparedness tools. Best part? Complete bundles cost under $1 at most hardware or discount stores. Here's something shocking. 2025 FEMA preparedness studies show over 6% of American households lack basic shelter building or gear fastening tools. That means no cordage, no binding materials, nothing. Essentially, most people are one broken tent support away from serious trouble. While paracord receives survivalist community attention, don't underestimate cotton string. It's soft, biodegradable, and easy handling. Unlike synthetic cordage, cotton rope can even start fires when frayed. Yes, your garden string could literally help build fires when you're freezing and desperate. Some preparedness enthusiasts on Reddit survival forums have begun stockpiling cotton string in vacuum-sealed packages for dry, compact storage. Others weave it into belts and bracelets as wearable survival tools. Brilliant, right? Here's the crucial point. Once disaster strikes, people won't fight over fancy tools. They'll compete for basic, functional items like this. Cotton cordage will be bartered, hoarded, and possibly stolen. Ask yourself, if power failed tonight, would you have sufficient cordage to hang tarps or secure doors? If not, you should address this today. Because in worlds where survival depends on improvisation, something as affordable and forgotten as dollar string spools could hold your world together. Don't wait until too late. Stock up now. Seventh, binding clips and elastic bands. Small survival champions. You might consider binding clips and elastic bands boring office materials, but let me tell you, they're absolute game changers during collapse. These small, affordable items represent survival's unsung heroes. If you're not stockpiling them now, you're making serious mistakes. Let's analyze this. First, binding clips. Those small black clamps in your desk drawer. They're not just for paper securing. In survival scenarios, they become micro clamps with endless applications. Need food or seed bag sealing? Binding clip. Torn covering or broken equipment. Binding clip. They're strong, reusable, and adaptable. Even use them for improvised filter construction by holding cloth layers together for water purification. Reddit preparedness. Enthusiasts rave about binding clips saving field equipment. From tent patching to supply bundling, they're lightweight, durable, and cost almost nothing. Single boxes provide dozens of these small lifesavers. Now, elastic bands discussion. These stretchy loops exceed mail organization purposes. During collapse, their flexibility becomes survival tools. Equipment organization, elastic band. Improvised fishing lure, elastic band. Temporary tourniquet when medical supplies disappear? Yes, elastic band. Here's unknown survival technique. Elastic bands work as tinder. Burn one and it creates small flames lasting up to 2 minutes. Sufficient for fire starting even in damp conditions. That transcends usefulness. It's life-saving. Bigger picture. These items are small, affordable, and extremely versatile. Single binding clip boxes can seal dozens of seed packets or secure critical repairs. Several elastic bands can switch between organizing, fire starting, or medical applications. They occupy almost no kit space. Visualize this. Power's out, stores closed, and you're preserving forged wild edibles. Binding clips seal improvised containers, and elastic bands help labeling and organization. You even burn elastic bands for fire starting when tinder's soaked. These aren't just office supplies, they're survival tools. Next store visit, purchase binding clip boxes and elastic band bags. They're affordable now, but during collapse, they'll be invaluable. Trust me, you'll appreciate this decision. Eighth, white vinegar, the survival liquid you're dismissing. White vinegar appears as that affordable, mundane liquid in your pantry, correct? Wrong. During collapse, white vinegar ranks among the most powerful survival tools available. It's adaptable, long-lasting, and extremely affordable. If you're not stockpiling now, you're missing significant opportunities. Starting with basics, white vinegar essentially combines water and acetic acid with approximately 2 to 3 pH levels. That acidity creates natural self-preservation. Vinegar Institute research confirms white distilled vinegar can last indefinitely when properly stored. Correct. No expiration dates, no refrigeration requirements. Purchase several bottles today. Store them in cool, dark locations, and they'll remain good for years. In worlds where most supplies have expiration dates, vinegar provides rare exceptions. Why does this matter for survival? First, it's an incredible cleaning agent. When bleach and disinfectants disappear, vinegar substitutes. It dissolves dirt, cleans rust, sanitizes surfaces, and even polishes metal. Single bottles can replace dozen cleaning products. Second, it preserves food. Vinegar is key pickling ingredient, meaning you can extend vegetable shelf life like cucumbers, onions, and cabbage. In worlds without refrigeration, that's game-changing. Third, it's natural pest deterrent. Spray around cracks and counters to prevent ants, fruit flies, and even mold. When chemical pesticides become unavailable, vinegar becomes primary solution. Benefits continue. In survival circles, vinegar is considered valuable as canned food. It's bartering item. cleaning tool, food preserver, and even mild wound disinfectant. Imagine this. Grocery shelves are empty, and you're attempting neighbor trades. They have clean water, you have vinegar bottles. That's survival currency there. Professional tip: choose plain white vinegar. It's affordable, effective, and doesn't degrade over time like other vinegar types. Store tightly sealed away from light and heat, and it'll last indefinitely. Next store visit, grab extra bottles. During collapse, white vinegar won't just be pantry staple, it'll become survival essential. Ninth, expired lead acid batteries, hidden garage treasure. Let's discuss something you're probably discarding without consideration. Expired lead acid batteries, ones from your car or old solar backup systems. They might seem like useless metal chunks, but during collapse, they're survival gold. Here's why. First, discuss the lead. Lead acid batteries contain recyclable lead, material that becomes incredibly valuable when supply chains break down. In the US, 99% of lead acid batteries are recycled, and over 80% of new batteries use recycled lead. But what happens when recycling systems collapse? That old expired battery you were discarding suddenly becomes usable material treasure trove. Online preparedness enthusiasts have shared stories of extracting lead plates from old batteries to craft tools, weights, or even simple electronics. It's not easy, and it's definitely not safe without proper precautions. But in desperate situations, it's possible. Now, discuss the internal sulfuric acid. Normally, this substance is dangerous and corrosive, but it can be neutralized with sodium bicarbonate or ash. Once neutralized, it can purify metals or even preserve food. Correct. The same acid powering your car battery can have survival applications if handled correctly. Don't forget the plastic casing, which can be repurposed for storage or insulation. Here's the crucial point. Global lead acid battery recycling markets are booming. In 2024, it was valued at $12 billion, projected to grow to over $28 billion by 2034. This shows how valuable these batteries are, even in normal times. During collapse, when new batteries are no longer produced, demand for old ones will skyrocket. Your expired battery could become critical bartering item, or even DIY power source. But let me be clear. Handling lead and sulfuric acid is dangerous. If you're keeping old batteries, store them safely and only attempt repurposing if you know what you're doing. The risks are real, but so are the rewards. In worlds where resources are scarce, that expired battery in your garage could be survival key. So don't throw it away. Store it. Learn safe handling and be ready to use it when time comes. During collapse, expired lead acid batteries won't just be junk, they'll be treasure. Conclusion. When our known world crumbles, survival won't depend on fanciest gadgets or most expensive equipment. It'll depend on simple, overlooked items you already have or could easily stockpile right now. From glass containers and cotton shirts to repair tape and vinegar, these everyday essentials are survival's unsung heroes. They're affordable, adaptable, and often sitting right under your nose, waiting to prove their worth when everything else fails. Truth is, most people won't consider these items until too late. They'll be scrambling for clean water, improvised repairs, or basic hygiene while you're already prepared with tools that cost pennies today, but will be priceless tomorrow. These aren't just household items. They're survival tools, barter currency, and lifelines in worlds where resources are scarce and adaptability is key. So, examine your storage areas, your pantry, and your garage carefully. Start saving those containers, stocking up on repair tape, and grabbing extra binding clip boxes or storage bags next store visit. Because when shelves are empty and power is down, these 9 affordable items will be worth more than gold. The question is, will you have them when you need them?